New Orleans, when I was growing up, the a lot of the artists that were there were like the big timers and Lil Wayne.
Did you watch that Hip Hop Evolution, the New Orleans episode?
I need to see
great.
I'm gonna rewatch this whole episode and write down all the things I need.
The
to
one in New Orleans
out.
starts with like Master P, and I mean New Orleans for me, bro. It's first of all, I think Memphis has the longest cultural significance in hip hop.
Right.
People can argue me, but like when you think about what music sounds like now, hip hop, it all comes back to this Memphis sound, like this aggressive, this dark, and the trap beats, and like it's just lasted forever. And it was a small flash in the pan when 3 6 and like 8 Ball and MJG were doing it. And then New Orleans was like the same kind of sound. They had this like electronic drum sound. They loved electro, and they loved like Manny Fresh was making like these kind of like 808 sounds, and they mixed it with the second line jazz, and then big timers. And then Master P came up with the idea of independent label, and he fucking crushed it. And then Cash Money came out, and they had this amazing bounce music, which I love so much.
Well, and that's what I was going to get to is the bounce scene, because like Big Frida, like some of the artists, she's the most popular, but the bounce scene there has been probably the biggest thing that's come out of New Orleans.
It never
in a
left,
while.
and it's the same.
Right.
Frida. I worked with this. I worked with a couple bounce artists. There's Flyboy Kino. There's Sissy Nobi, and it's very gay. It's crazy. People don't realize how gay the hip hop scene in New Orleans is. A lot of the rappers and labels, you talk to like Mystical or like
I love Mystical, man.
These guys.
Car wash once.
I was with Mystical in the studio.
No.
And after he got out of jail, and I had just done this record called Express Yourself with Nikki the B, who was another gay bounce artist from New Orleans, and it's like my fusion of like dance music and New Orleans bounce back then. And I remember playing it for Mystical in the studio, and I was like, man, could you jump on this? It was super gay, and the video was gay too. And I was like, can you jump on this record? And Mystical said to me, he was like, bro, that's hard. And that's actually New Orleans music. And he knew that's actually the scene. He wasn't like homophobic or anything, but he's like, man, I just can't come out of jail and do this record right now. I can't really like do a verse on a gay bounce record. But
he'll be like, I'll be right back in jail.
He's like,
a whole group of new friends.
but at the same time, he had respect and like knew that that's like real New Orleans music. Because if you don't realize, like even the Big Frida's in that record with Drake that came out last year.
I didn't even know that.
Because Drake's last album had a lot of bounce influences, a lot of New Orleans records on it.
But there hasn't been a strong. Hip hop's been the only, or bounce has been the only real music to come out of that area. Kind of, I feel like
there's that
it's
one
interesting
rock band in the '90s.
Oh, you mean Third Eye, Three Doors Down?
Something like that. I used their studio when I worked on music with them.
Oh, I know you're talking about. They're nice guys too.
Yeah, that's the only other thing I know from New Orleans, really.
I remember running through the wet grass, falling a step behind. I think.
And there's a jam band from New Orleans too, but I forget. Best. Fucking. Also the Meters, bro. You know them?
Oh, dude. One of them owns a freaking restaurant where I take my stepdad all the time. And
I mean, if you want to learn, for me, Meters is funk and country. Completely mashed. You might just think they're funk, but they're like country, bro. And they're instrumental. Like Meters are like one of my biggest influences of all time. Like they're so dope. Like a New Orleans funk is just like, if you want to learn about music, New Orleans is the birth of all American music, in my opinion.
Wow.
Like everything comes from New Orleans. From the history of like, it's a perfect combination of African music and European music. And
go back.
What was that?
No, that's not them.
What band is it?
Three Doors. It's not Three Doors. It's
something
Third
like
Eye
that.
Blind. Dog. Something.
It's like a one word name.
Oh, we might be thinking.
Just look at indie band New Orleans, maybe indie band, indie rock New Orleans.
But there hasn't been. Do you think there's a reason why there hasn't been a strong hip hop artist that's come out of there in a while? I mean, you'd think there would be so.
Is it NBA Youngboy from Baton Rouge? Is that his name?
I'm not sure.
He might be the biggest. Oh, there's also Kevin Gates.
Yeah.
NBA Youngboy's is he from Baton Rouge? I mean, he's like one of the biggest.
Born.
Like low key.
Yeah.
Baton Rouge. He like low key. He's one of the biggest figures in hip hop, and I don't even know one NBA Youngboy song, but like he just. Every girl knows him and knows his music. He just is always.
People love him. And Boosie, but he lives in Atlanta now.
Yeah, Boosie is. That guy just came out of jail. Like he was like, he missed all technology and then just came.
Wasn't it so great? He denied it. I asked him because he came in. I asked him. I said, "Did you think that because you were in jail, you missed kind of like the evolution of technology? So you came into Instagram and were just way too real on it."
He was so
but
real.
It didn't register for him. But I thought that's exactly what I thought.
Because I heard a story that he got out and his like friend gave him an iPhone. He's like, "What is this?" Like it was like literally came out of jail and like went from he missed the the clutch parts of technology and hip hop, and just
totally.
came back like insane. Like he's a legend though. Anybody you come back to him, a lot of people like if you do like that dirty hip hop, he's the guy. And that's I don't know much about Baton Rouge. I only went there once to I actually went to Lil Boosie. I did I was in Baton Rouge for like my birthday. I had nothing going on. I was in New Orleans for my birthday when I like turned like 24. I just went by myself to like read and just I love Louisiana, just like go to bars and stuff. And I had a friend there and we went to see Boosie did a concert at a mall in Baton Rouge. And I went and saw him before he went to jail. And that's the only time I've ever been in Baton Rouge was go see Boosie at a mall.
Awesome.
So
Good evening, good afternoon, and other times. Thanks for watching that video you just saw. I mean, it was okay. But the next video you could watch could be way better. What if you watch a video right now that changes your life? Well, you could watch this one, or watch this one. Watch this one, watch this one, watch this one. Ah!